Hi, I'm Tyler Moore, and in this video, I'm going to show you how to create this resume website step by step with no steps skipped. A resume website is good for you if you either want to get a job and get hired somewhere. As an example, you want to become a CEO or an accountant or a personal assistant at some company and you want them to hire you. Or the second use for a resume website is if you already have your own business, but what you are selling is essentially yourself. So you're a web designer with specific skills and you're selling yourself. Or maybe you're a book editor or maybe some sort of consultant and you want to advertise essentially yourself and get your name out there. So those are the two cases where you want to make a resume website. Either A, you want to get hired from a company, or B, you have your own company and what you're selling is yourself and your skills and your expertise. You're not only going to build this really professional looking resume website, which by the way, I think is a lot more professional than a paper resume, but you're also going to build on your skills. We're going to learn a little WordPress and some HTML, and we're going to do all of this step by step with no steps skipped. So I think that these skills are going to help you because you're going to become more valuable to people and you're going to be able to offer more services. And of course, it's always fun to add more skills to your resume. But enough chit chat, let's get on to the website tour. So this website is pretty cool because it is a one-page or single-page website where, you guessed it, all of the pages are on just a single page. So we can click on My Expertise, and it just scrolls us down to My Expertise or Experience, and scrolls us down, or Contact Me, or About Me, and it scrolls us back up. So that's really cool. We're going to learn how to put in this big header up here where it says your name and this subheadline. We're going to learn how to put in this About Me and change this to whatever we want, and this right here. We're going to learn how to put in this image and all of this, and we're going to be doing all of this in roughly the order that it's in. So we'll be doing this first, and this second, and this third. So we're going to put in all your social media and your contact information. And of course, you don't need to add these things if you don't want to, but you can. For My Expertise, and again, you can change this to whatever you want, and we can change these colors to whatever we want. But we're going to learn how to do this exact website step by step. So I'm going to show you how to add in different paragraphs and underlines to things and add in your different skills, which is really cool and really easy. Then we're going to go down to Experience, and this talks about all the experience that you have. So I had my own company, maybe you've worked somewhere, or maybe you've done some projects. Then we're going to go down to Education, and we're going to put in all education that you have. I don't have much formal education. My education was mainly from the internet, but obviously yours will be different. Then we're going to go down to Portfolio, where I put in different videos. So we can click on this and it will pop up a video to make your, or we can have it so it pops up images. These are the images. Or we can have it so it links to another website. Continue to step 2. So that will go to another website. And so we can do any of that. We can make them all images. As an example, if you're a web developer like me, maybe you can show off some of your websites. If you're a graphic designer, you could show off some of your logos. If you're a landscaper, you can show off, your different projects or anything that you want. Or we can hide this section altogether. Then I'm going to show you how to make a blog. So we'll have different blog posts right here. And this is good for getting people to your website. And we can look at a blog post here. And I'm going to show you how to put in this image and bold all these things and even allow people to comment. All right. I'm also going to show you up right here. You can see this little fave icon, it's called. It's a little icon. I'm going to show you how to put that in and get the logo for free. And I'm going to show you how to use this Contact Me. So we can put in our name and people can send you a message like, "Hi, I want to hire you." And we can send the message and a little box pops up and says that the message is sent, but we can go into our Gmail and or whatever mail client you're working with, and you can see the message, "Hi, I want to hire you," and you can reply back, and that is how people can contact you, along with, of course, looking at all of your contact information. This website is also responsive, which means that it resizes based on how big your screen is. So if you're using this website on a phone, then it will resize to fit perfectly on the phone. If you're using this website on an iPad, then maybe it's about that big and it will resize perfectly for an iPad. If you're using it on a regular computer, then it will resize perfectly for that computer. And of course, it works on all mobile phones, tablets, and computers. So that's the end of our website tour. Now let's begin creating your resume website. Now we're going to do an overview of everything that you're going to learn, and maybe the most important question, how much everything is going to cost. The first thing that we're going to do is we're going to get hosting. Hosting is basically a computer that is on 24 hours a day that you put all of your images and information on so that the world can see it. It's kind of like when you're on Facebook and you upload a picture. When you're uploading it, you're really just taking it from your computer to Facebook's computer, and that way all of your friends and family can see it. And that's what hosting is. It's a computer that's on 24 hours a day that you put your content like text and images on so the entire world can access it. Hosting costs about $10 a month, and this is the most expensive part of a website. The next thing that we're going to do is we're going to get your domain name. A domain name is like www.yourwebsite.com. Facebook's domain name is www.facebook.com, and Google's domain name is www.google.com. Domain names cost about $13 per year, and you can have as many domain names as you want on your $10 hosting. So you can have your friend's website, you can have your mom's website, a family website, maybe a website for a charity that you belong to, all on the same $10 a month hosting. You just pay extra for the $13 a year domain names. In fact, I have about 50 domain names or 50 different websites, and I still pay the $10 a month hosting, which I think is a pretty good deal. The next thing that we're going to do is we're going to install WordPress. WordPress is used by people like CNN, Forbes, GM, eBay, even Jay-Z and Katy Perry. And if you follow this tutorial, your website will be built on WordPress too. WordPress is a content management system, which is just a fancy way of saying it helps you manage your content. So instead of having to know all of this HTML code, you just enter it in your website just like you would in Microsoft Word. And you upload images to your website just like you would on Facebook. Probably one of the best things about WordPress is that it's free. The next thing that we're going to do is we're going to install a theme. The theme is basically how the website looks. It's the design of your website. There are many free themes for WordPress and many paid themes for WordPress. You can change around your website theme to change the look of your website. There are hundreds and hundreds of free and paid themes, allowing you to make different types of websites. And finally, we're going to finish creating your website by adding in all of your pages, your text, your images. We're going to put in a logo and a navigation, and I'm going to show you some tips and tricks to make your website the best that it can be. So your entire website that would have cost you thousands from a web developer is going to cost you under $25 to start. That's $10 a month for your hosting and $13 a year for your domain name. I'm also going to show you how to get an additional 35% off by entering in the coupon code 35. This not only saves you money, but it gives me credit, allowing me to make these videos for free. So enough talk, let's begin. The first thing that we need to do is get our hosting and domain name. Luckily, we can do that at the same place, hostgator.com. So let's open our internet browser and let's navigate to www.hostgator.com. hostgator.com. That's hostgator.com, and press enter. Next, we're going to click on web hosting. After that, we're going to be presented with 3 different options. So if we scroll down, we can see the hatchling plan, the baby plan, and the business plan. For now, we're going to rule out the business plan because it's just too much for what we need. So your choice will be between the hatchling plan and the baby plan. The difference between the hatchling plan and the baby plan is how many websites you can have on each one. The hatchling plan has a single domain, which is a single website like www.yourwebsite.com, whereas the baby plan has unlimited domains. I personally have the baby plan, but for you, if you only have one website or one business, can start off with the hatchling plan, and you can upgrade at any time. So if you decide you want more, you can just upgrade. But for now, because it's what I have, I'm going to recommend the baby plan. So we can see that there are different options. You can sign up for years at a time, a year at a time, 6 months at a time, or monthly. You can save more by subscribing for longer, but I personally go month to month, so that's what I'm also going to recommend. But of course, you can do any of these. So I'm going to click monthly, and I'm going to click order now. Now we're going to register our domain name, which is usually just our business name. So right here we can type in mybusiness.com, and we're going to see that mybusiness.com is unavailable. Now this happens a lot of the time. So what we can do is we can choose from .com, .net, .org, .info, or .biz, or we can get a little more creative with your business name. You can also click I already own this domain if you've purchased your domain name from somewhere like GoDaddy. You click on this and you just check out regularly. But we're going to register a new domain, and I'm going to use simpleIsKey.com. It's going to tell me congratulations, it's available, and it's going to offer me all these .net, .org, .info, or .biz. It says it's highly recommended, but it's not highly recommended by me. I don't think it's necessary, and it increases the price at checkout. After you do that, you're going to make sure you are on the baby or hatchling plan. And you're going to make sure it's on the 1 month or 6 month or 12 month cycle, whatever you chose. You're going to enter in your username and security PIN. Then you're going to enter in your email address and billing information. And you're going to enter in your credit card information or PayPal account if you're from a different country that doesn't allow credit cards. Alright, after that, it's going to give us some add-ons, which I'll go over right now. Your domain privacy protection makes it so that people can't look up your information online. I really don't think it's necessary because I trust people. So we're going to uncheck this one. The add a site lock increases security for your website, and we can upgrade that anytime, so we can uncheck that one also. The code guard lets you back up your website automatically, but I don't think we need that either. We can back up our website ourselves. Next, it's going to say coupon code, and I'm going to put in, instead of Snappy, 35. THIRTYFIVE, and click validate. Now we can see that we have saved even more money, and it gave us a 35% discount. It also gives me credit, which helps me make these video tutorials for free. I really do appreciate your support. Once we do that, we can press I have read and agree to the terms and conditions of use, and click create account. Next, we're going to get a thank you page, and that's when you know it's time to check your email. So we're going to hop over into our email address, and the email did take about 5 minutes to get to me, but we're going to see hostgator.com, your account info, and click on that. Now we're presented with all of our account information. We have our username, our password, and our control panel login. So we've actually done a lot. We have gotten our hosting and domain name. So we're just going to write done and done. So the next thing that we need to do is install WordPress. So we're going to do that right now. What we can do now is click on your control panel, and this is where we're going to install WordPress. So just go ahead and click. Then we're going to go over to our email and copy our username and paste it into here, or just type it, and our password. Copy it, paste it in here, and click login. Once we're logged into our control panel, we can go ahead and close our email. Then let's scroll down until we find software/services, and under that we're going to see quick install. Quick install is the easiest and best way to install WordPress. So go ahead and click quick install. And on the left side here, we're going to find WordPress. Go ahead and click on WordPress and press continue. Now it's asking you what URL or domain name you want WordPress installed on. You probably only have one domain name or website name, but I have many. So I'm going to choose simpleIsKey.com, and that's where WordPress will be installed. We're going to leave this box blank because if we fill in something here, then it's going to install WordPress on ourwebsite.com/something. But we want WordPress installed on our main website, so let's leave that blank. Next, we're going to have enable auto upgrades checked, and we're going to enter in our email address. Next, we're going to enter in our blog title. I'm just going to put my website because we can change that later. Then I'm going to enter in my admin user. I'm going to put Tyler with a capital T. Then I'm going to put my first name and last name. After that, I'm going to click Install Now. After you've installed WordPress on your website, it's going to congratulate us. It's also going to tell us our username and password, which we should print out and keep safe somehow. Then it's going to say your installation is ready. You can access it now by going here with a link to your website. But because we just registered our new website, it's going to take anywhere from 2 hours to 72 hours for your website to start working. However, it usually starts working in about 4 hours. If it doesn't work, then we can, of course, contact HostGator or do their live chat. So I'm going to take a little break right now, and when I come back, we are going to try out the website in about 4 hours. Alright, I'm back from my break. It's been about 4 hours, so I'm going to check my website by clicking on the Here link. And there we have it, a brand new website. Lots of web developers charge lots of money to do just what you did. So this website is not looking that impressive. We can see that we have a sample page right here. And we have a Hello World blog post. And that's pretty much it to this website. So let's see our progress so far. So we've gotten hosting, we've gotten our domain name, and now we've installed WordPress. The next thing we need to do is install our theme, but before we can do that, we have to log in into our back end of our website, also known as our dashboard. So let's do that right now. If we go back to Quick Install, we can see our username and our password. In order to get into the back end of our website or our dashboard, we need to go to ourwebsite.com/wp-admin, ADMIN, and press enter. This is how you log in to your website in order to change things. Now we can go back to Quick Install and copy our username and copy our password. And click Login. And the first thing that I like to do is change my password. So go to Users on the left here and click on your username. Then scroll down where it says New Password, type in your new password. And then it says Repeat New Password, type in it again, and press Update Profile. Alright, once we've done that, we can close this quick install because we have our new password. Next, we may get a little notification up here saying a new WordPress is available, please update now, and if that is the case, then just press please update now. Once we do that, it'll say update now. And just like that, your WordPress will update. Now that we've changed our password and upgraded WordPress, there are just a few more things that we need to do in order to begin creating our website. And one of those things is to disable WP Supercache. So we can go to Settings and to WP Supercache and click on it. Now we want to make sure that the Easy tab is selected, and we want to make sure that caching is off. So just click on it and press Update Status. What WP Supercache does is it makes your WordPress even faster, it makes it load faster, but sometimes when you're making changes, let's say you change some text in the About section, it won't show up in WordPress if caching is on. This doesn't need to make complete sense right now. Just know that if you're trying to update your website and it's not updating, it's probably because caching is on and needs to be turned off. The next thing that we're going to do is disable some plugins. So go ahead and click on Plugins over here to the left. Plugins allow you to add different features to WordPress. For example, by default, WordPress doesn't have a contact form. You can download a plugin and put it on your website that will allow you to put in a contact form or a really cool photo gallery. Unfortunately, sometimes WordPress comes with plugins that you don't really want, and that includes now Jetpack by WordPress, so we can check it off. Mojo Marketplace, which is just trying to sell you themes and different things like that, and WP Supercache. We are deleting WP Supercache because some people have reported that disabling WP Supercache isn't enough, and in order to see our website changes, we need to delete WP Supercache. So we're just going to delete it this time, but we can always re-download it later. So we're going to make sure all of those are checked, and we're going to click this and press deactivate and click apply. Once we've deactivated, let's check them off again: Jetpack, Mojo, and WP Supercache, and click on it and press delete and press apply. Now we can always re-download these plugins later. Next, click Yes, delete these file and data. Now that they're deleted, we have a nice fresh installation of WordPress. And now we can go to our dashboard on the left and begin creating our website. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to install your theme. So a theme is the design of your website. If we open up a new tab right here by clicking on the new tab button or pressing Command T on a Mac or Control T on a PC, we'll have a new tab open and we can go to our website. And this makes it easy to make changes in the dashboard and view our website in this tab. Alright, so this is what our theme looks like. This is the design of our website. If we want to change that, we can go to Appearance and Themes and add a new theme. So here you can find the featured themes, popular themes, latest themes, or you can search for a theme if you know the theme name. We're just going to install a theme just to show you what it looks like. So we're going to press install right here. And it's going to download it to our website and we're going to activate it. Now that it's activated, we could see that our website went from looking like this to this. So as you can see, the content stayed the same. There's still a sample page, but the theme or the design has changed. So that's pretty cool. You can get all types of free themes from Appearance and Themes and clicking Add New. And if you find the one you like, that's fantastic. You can save money that way. But sometimes there are more professional themes that cost a little money. One of my favorite websites is themeforest.net. So we can go over there and go to themeforest.net. That's themeforest.net. And go there. And since we're downloading a resume theme, we can just search for Résumé. But what we want to make sure is that it's a WordPress theme because it won't work on anything else. So let's just click on WordPress on the right here. And now we can see all of these resume themes, and some of them are very popular. This one has 1,100 sales and 4.5 out of 5 stars and is $43, and that's a one-time fee. So if you hover over your mouse, you can see a little preview of it. And these are all for WordPress because we clicked on WordPress. And here's the one that we want, Perfect CV. So we're going to click on it. And what you can do here is you can go to Live Preview. We've already previewed and demoed this in our intro, so I'm not going to do that right now. I'm just going to click on Purchase. So this is a one-time fee. It's not monthly or yearly or anything like that, of $38. And you also get support. So if you're having issues with this theme, a good place is to go to the comments once you're logged in, and people ask questions and they will answer them for you. Alright, so what we do is we click on Purchase and you sign up for an account. I already have an account, so I'm just going to sign in. I'm just going to put in my username and password and press sign in. Alright, once I do that, it's asking me to buy it, but I've already purchased it. So I'm going to go up here and I'm going to go to my downloads. And I'm going to scroll down, and I've bought a bunch of things. You probably won't need to scroll down. You'll probably only have one thing, unless you've used this site before. And I'm going to go to Perfect CV and I'm going to download it. Now I'm going to download all files and documentation. Alright, and it's going to download. It's going to take just a sec. And I'm just going to put that onto my desktop. Okay, so I'm going to show you what that does now. So that downloads us this file right here, this zip file. And what you have to do with the zip file is you have to unzip it. So to do that, you just double click on it. Alright, now it unzips to a folder. Now we can open that folder and we can see all the files in it. If we want to look at the documentation, because this is a paid theme, it comes with documentation. So it comes with instructions, basically. We can click on documentation and click on this index.html. But we don't need that for right now because you have a video, and videos are better, right? So what we're going to do is we are going to upload this perfect cv.zip to our website. A lot of people have issues because they upload perfect cv-child.zip or they try to upload this file right here. But what you have to do is you have to unzip this file into this folder and then upload this perfect cv.zip. So let's do that right now. So after we've unzipped it, we'll go to Appearance and then Themes, and you'll get to this page and you'll click Add New. And then you're going to click Upload Theme. And we're going to choose File. And we can see the file that we downloaded, but we're not going to upload that one. We're going to upload the one so you go into the unzip folder and you click on perfect cv.zip. Now each theme will have a different file name, but it should be just like the name of the theme. So now we can just click Open and click Install Now. So now it's uploading all of the theme website files, and now we're just going to click Activate. So once we do that, we can see that our website is going to change from this to, click refresh, this. And that's how you know you've installed the theme properly. Now we can go ahead and check our progress, and next to install theme, we can type done. So the next thing that we're going to do is we are going to create your resume website. So let's begin doing that. The first thing that we're going to change is all of this header information right here. We're going to put our name, put what we do, and maybe a little description or some more information. So to do that, we want to go to Appearance and click on Customize. That's going to open us up into our website, but it's also going to give us this little sidebar right here. So what we can do is we can, under header, just click on the arrow that points down, and we can type in our name. So I'm going to type in Tyler Moore because that's my name. And I'm going to type in web design under profession, website designer. All right, and for horizontal line, as you can see, this line goes a little too far. It goes into my name too much. So I'm just going to play with the numbers. Maybe 29 will do it. That still seems a little bit too long, so maybe 26. All right, and that seems perfect. Now for the additional description, you can just type whatever you want right here. Or you can hide it altogether. I have some things that are already written out, so I'm just going to go ahead and paste those in there by right-clicking and pasting those in there. All right, then once we do that, just click Save and Publish. Now we can go back to our website and we can click Refresh, and we can see that the changes are done. The next thing that we're going to do is we're going to edit this About Me section right here. And we're going to learn a little bit of HTML. HTML stands for Hypertext Markup Language, and it is the language that the computer understands in order to create your website. If you want to look at a little HTML, you can usually go to a website and right-click and press View Page Source. So this is all the HTML that your website creates in order for the computer to understand what this looks like. So WordPress makes it easy and you don't have to write out all of this HTML like you used to, but it is important sometimes to learn a bit of HTML so that you have full control. So that's what we're going to do now. So what we can do is we can minimize this header section and maximize this About Me section. In here we can change the title if we want from About Me to anything else, but we're going to keep it About Me. We'll get to this description a little later, but for now we're going to change this main content. So we can just begin typing. And we can see the changes reflected right here. But as we can see that it's really small, and that's because it doesn't have the proper HTML yet. But we're going to fix that. So right now the computer is not rendering or understanding this as a paragraph, but we want them to understand it as a paragraph so it looks like this text. So I have some text already written out, so I'm just going to paste it in there. And this is just regular text, and as we can see in a couple of seconds, it's going to update, and it's not going to have any paragraphs, and it's going to be really small. So we want to change that. And to change that, we need to add in paragraphs. So the paragraph tag, which it's called, is the less than sign and a P and a greater than sign. Then we also need to end it because that will just keep on going and going and going forever. But we need to tell it when one paragraph ends and when another begins. So to do that, we do the less than sign, a forward slash, a P, and then a greater than sign. So as we can see, this started it and this ends it. The only difference is this one has a forward slash before the P. And so that makes an entire paragraph right here. So now that's one paragraph. Now let's do it again for another paragraph. So let's do the less than, P, greater than, and go to the bottom and do less than forward slash, P, greater than. And now it's all formatted properly. You don't need to have the space in between right here. We could do this, and it's exactly the same. But it kind of makes it easier if you add in a space. So if you ever forget how to do a paragraph in HTML, you just go to Google and type in HTML paragraph. And the first result will probably be W3 schools, and it'll show you right here and right here. You can obviously copy and paste this in if you don't feel like typing it out. All right, we can also do other things with HTML, not only paragraphs, but we can also bold things. So maybe I want to bold amazing in the sentence, I owe it all to my amazing subscribers. So to do that, we again can go to Google and type in HTML bold. So how do we bold things in HTML? We could click on it and we can see that this B is for bolding. So what we can do is we can begin by putting B and then end it the same way as the paragraph. Less than, forward slash, B, and then greater than. And we can see that it bolds amazing. So it's very, very easy just to look up these different HTML tags and learn what they do. So you can obviously italics things or make things strong or underline things just as easily as anything else. So now you can put on your resume that you know a little bit of HTML. And that's pretty awesome. The next thing that we're going to do is we're going to add in an image right here. So we're going to close that. And right here it says no image, so we're going to click on it. And we're going to select a file. So I'm just going to search for a picture of mine. There it is. And I'm going to press open. And as we can see, the picture doesn't really work out that well. I'm not in the middle of it, my face isn't in the middle of it, and that's not that cool. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to save and publish this right now so we can save all of our work. And I'm going to X out of here. That's going to take me back into my dashboard. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to Media. And I'm going to see the picture that we just added. And I can click on it. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to edit this image because I don't want all of this other ocean here. I just want my face. So I'm going to edit image. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to click and hold. And I'm going to make a square. So I want it to be perfectly square. So I'm just going to do 255 by 255. And I'm going to center in my face. And then I'm going to press the crop button. So now I just have my face, and I'm going to press save. Now what I'm going to do here is I'm going to download this to my computer. So I'm going to right click right here and press Save Image As. And I'm just going to save it to my desktop as Tyler Cropped. And I'm going to press Save. Alright, now that that's saved to my computer, I'm going to go back to Appearance and Customize. Click on About Me. And I'm going to select a file. And select the file that we just cropped. Press open. And now we have our new image. And we can see that our new image is right there. So we're going to press save and publish. And that is perfect. Now that we understand that, let's go ahead and change this description up here. So we're going to change it to a little bit about me. A little bit about me and contact info. Now as we can see this BR right here, and BR stands for line break. If we take that out, everything will be on one line. But if we put it back in, we'll see that it breaks where we want to. And if we ever forget that, we can just go to Google and we can type HTML line break. And it's the BR tag. Now the BR tag is different because it doesn't have an ending tag. And that's because it doesn't need to contain anything. All it needs to do is to break apart a line. It doesn't need to have a start and finish. It just needs to say, we need a new line right here. So that is the BR tag. The next thing that we're going to change is this contact information over here. To do that, let's minimize the About Me section and maximize the contact info section. And what we can do is we can hide the print or hide the RSS feed. And I don't think we're going to want either one of those. So we're just going to hide them both. And I'm going to put in my phone number right here. So 310 736 5555. Okay, and then I'm going to put in my address, Los Angeles, California, and my email, tylermoore@gmail.com, and caps doesn't matter, so you can just do it like that. We can make this font smaller for our email so that it fits in better, but I'm just going to keep it the same. Alright, and so that looks pretty good for that. And we're going to press save and publish. what we want to do is we want to add in some social media icons up here. So all of our social media can be linked to our resume website. So let's go ahead and press on this X button and go back into, we close this, go back into our dashboard and click on social media. So once we do that, we're going to add new link. Okay, and I'm just going to paste in some things here. This is my YouTube, and I'm going to press publish. And I'm going to add new link. And I'm just going to do Facebook and press publish and add a link. I'm also going to do Twitter, publish, and add a new link. I'm also going to do LinkedIn, publish, and I'm going to do add a new link, and I'm going to do Google Plus and publish. So that's all the ones that I want to add, and now I can view all of them. I should have about 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There it is. And if I excuse me, if I go to my website and click refresh, we can see all of them right here. So that's pretty cool. But what if I want Facebook where LinkedIn is and where LinkedIn is where Facebook is? There is no way right now to rearrange these. I can't just like click and drag and rearrange. That'd be really cool if I could, but I can't. So what we need is, it's called a plugin. And what plugins do, they extend the functionality of WordPress. So in other words, they give you more features and options. A really popular plugin is a contact form. By default, WordPress doesn't have a contact form. So you download a plugin and you install it, and now you have a contact form on your website. That's one of the reasons why WordPress is really cool, is because people make thousands and thousands of plugins, and it's easy to extend your website to include any functionality that you want. So up here, it should say, this theme recommends the following plugins. And we're just going to press begin installing plugins. The easy theme and plugin upgrades make it easy to upgrade your website without having to re-download and upload all of the zip files and everything. And the post type order, that allows you to rearrange these different social media icons so that they're in the order that you want them to be in. So we're going to press begin installing plugins. And we're actually going to click on both of them, click on everything right here, check them all off, and press install, because we install both of them at the same time, and press apply. All right, so now we can return to the plugin installer, and now that we've installed them, we now have to activate them. So I'm just going to click on here again, so it checks them all off, and I'm going to press activate, and then I'm going to press apply. All right, now they're activated. So now we can go back to social media, and we can press reorder. So again, I wanted the Facebook to be where the LinkedIn is, and LinkedIn to be where the Facebook is. So I'm going to drag in Facebook up. So now it should go Google, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, and YouTube. So right now it's Google, LinkedIn, Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube. So if we click on update, Facebook should be here instead of LinkedIn when we click refresh. And it is, so that's pretty cool. And actually what I want to do is I want YouTube to be before Google Plus. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's drag down the Google and drag up YouTube. So update, and let's refresh. So now we have YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, and Google Plus, and that is much better. The next thing that we're going to do is we're going to edit the My Expertise section. So let's go ahead and do that. To do that, we go to Appearance, then Customize. And we expand the My Expertise section. All right, so it says My Expertise, skills that I'm proud of. Let's scroll down. I kind of like that. That's pretty cool. And it has some text right here. All right, we can obviously type whatever we want or paste by right-clicking and pressing paste. If you're on a Mac, you can hold Command and click and paste. And what that's going to do is that is going to paste in our text, and it's going to make it really small again because, again, it's not formatted as a paragraph. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to add the paragraph tags. So that's less than P greater than, and then I'm going to end it where I want to. So that's less than / P greater than, greater than. And that's going to add in our first one. So let's do it another one right here. And again, we can add it as close as we want to it or above it. So we're just going to add this one above and below just for fun. / P. Okay. And we're going to do one more for I love what I do. So P. And we're going to end it. So it's less than / P greater than. All right, and we can bold or underline anything that we want. So we can just do U for underline. And we have to end it, so let's do U. And again, you can look up all of these by just doing a simple Google search for HTML underline, and it'll probably be the first one. All right, so once we have that done, we can press Save and Publish. And the next thing that we're going to do is we are going to add in some skills right here that we have. So this is pretty cool. So what we can do is we can press on this X right here. And where it says skills, just click on it and press Add New. So right now I'm going to add in maybe HTML. I'm pretty good at HTML, so I'll put 90% and press Publish. And then maybe I'll add a new skill, and this one is PHP. It's more coding and things like that. So I'm okay at that. So I'll put 60% and Publish. And you should always keep your skills realistic. Don't have 100% on everything. That doesn't look realistic. So I'm going to put in Photoshop. And I'm pretty good with Photoshop, so I'll put 80%. And I will put WordPress. And I'm very good at WordPress. I hope you guys think that also. So I'll put 100% and Publish. All right, now we can go back to our website and click Refresh. And that looks pretty good. I think I do want Photoshop last though, and HTML third. So let's go ahead and click on reorder. And I'm just gonna click and hold Photoshop to be last and put HTML as third. And I will press update. Once we do that, we can click refresh and we can see that the order has changed. And that looks pretty sweet. Now that we've shown people your expertise and skills, let's tell people about your experience. So to do that, we can go to Appearance, then go to Customize. Because I want my experience to say not where I've worked, but things I've done. So I'm just going to put things I've done. Scroll down. Wait for it to update and press Save and Publish. All right, once we do that, we're going to see that it has changed things I've done, and we can exit out and go back into our dashboard and click on Experience. Once we do that, we can click Add New to add a new experience. And my first one is going to be on-site computer services, but this is where you put your team, your organization, or the firm that you've worked, or your own business if you've done that too. So I've done my own business, so I'm going to put on-site computer service, and this is where I went to people's houses and fixed their computers. So I'm going to put owner, and I'm just going to paste in some content. Now, of course, you can type here. You can put hello, and you can do all types of things like making this headings, making these bigger or smaller, or making them paragraphs, or putting bullets. This is just like Microsoft Word, so it's very easy to do. And of course, you can add in images by adding media, but we'll go over all of that a little later. I have some text already prepared, and if you have text prepared, make sure to paste it as plain text. This will strip all the formatting and everything away from the text. So if you're pasting things like from Microsoft Word, then you're going to want to paste it as plain text because you don't want all the Microsoft Word formatting. It'll mess it up a little bit. So we're just going to do that, and we're just going to paste the text in there. And we're going to say, when did I do this? The time range. Well, I did this to 2005 to 2007. All right, so once you do that, you could just click publish. All right, now that it's published, we can go ahead and add new. All right, and my next place that I've done was viewgoal.com. It was a form that allowed people to paste videos. So I'm just going to put creator. And again, I'm going to paste in some more content by pasting as text. Press OK. Paste this text, plain text. All right, and of course you can bold things. And you don't have to know any HTML, but you can look at it if you click on text. All right, and then I'm going to say this was from 2004 to 2006, and I'm going to click publish. All right, and once we do that, we're going to do one more. So I'm just going to add new. And this one is my own business, Tyler Moore. I'm going to say I'm the creative director. And again, I'm just going to paste as plain text. Of course, you can type or do whatever you like. And I'm press OK, and then just paste that there by right-clicking and pressing paste or doing whatever you want. All right, and from and to, I'm going to say it's 2011 to present time. And I'm going to press publish. Once we do that, we can go back to our website and we can refresh it. And now we have our experience and the things I've done. I think I do want to rearrange this so it goes from reverse chronological order. So it's the present day first, and then 2005 to 2007, then 2004 to 2006. So to do that, you go to reorder. So I'm just going to put this here and press update. Then I'm going to go to my website and click refresh. And that looks pretty darn good right there. Now that we've written out our experience, let's go on to education. The first thing that we're going to change is this line right here. So I'm going to go to my dashboard and I'm going to go to appearance and customize. After I do that, I'm going to click on education to expand it. And I'm going to put in here path less traveled. And click save and publish. All right, now I'm going to start adding in my education. So I'm going to exit this right here in the top left. And I'm going to click on education. And I'm going to click add new. All right, so I first went to Palisades High School. And for the course subtitle, I'm just going to put didn't work out because I was only there for a little while. All right, so I'm going to paste some stuff in. You could obviously type it in there if you want. And I'm going to put the time range from 2000 to 2002 because I took the test to get out of high school and go to college. All right, so I'm just going to press publish. And I'm going to add new. And then I went to Santa Monica College. And I studied computer science there. And I'm just going to type in some things there. And that was from 2004 to 2006. All right. Click publish. And I'm going to add new. And finally, my real education, the internet. You could do this everywhere. And I'm just going to type in some more information. And I'm going to do that 2000 to present because the internet gave me my best education by far. All right, I'm going to click publish. And let's refresh this. So there we have it. And it's in the proper order, but if it's not, then you can obviously go to reorder and click hold and drag it around and press update. But that looks pretty good. The next thing that we're going to do is we're going to set up your portfolio. So this is all the things that you've done and you can show off some of your best work. So we're going to keep it some of my best work, but to customize that, you can just go to appearance and customize and do it like all the rest. All right, but I think I like what it says, some of my best work. That's pretty cool. So let's get to work on it. You just click on portfolio and then you click on add new. Now for this one, I'm just going to put create a website and the description below. So I'm going to do step by step 2014. This was my last video that I made. So now I'm just going to enter in the URL of the video. So the video for me is right here. See if I click. So here's the video right here. And so I'm just going to copy this URL or link up here, and I'm going to paste it right here. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to set a featured image. So I'm going to set a featured image, and I'm going to upload a file, and I'm going to select the file. And that's revolutionary, and it's going to upload, and I'm going to set the featured image. Then I'm going to press publish. All right, then I'm going to go to my website and click refresh and see what that did. So what that does is it says create a website step by step. So the create a website, this title is right here. And then the step by step 2014 is the description below it. And the picture goes right here. That is when you set the featured image or the thumbnail image. And when we click on it, it's going to open up a YouTube video. So if I click on it, it'll open up. If I click refresh, and the YouTube video. And so that's pretty cool. Let's do another example of where we are doing this, but instead of opening up a YouTube video, it opens up a picture or something. So if you're like a graphic designer or something, then it can open up some logos you made or something like that. All right, so we'll close this and we'll just add new. And for the title on this one, I'm just gonna put beautiful website. And for the description below the title, I'm gonna put spectacular. Spectacular. All right, instead of putting thumbnail image right here, I'm just gonna do pop-up image. So I'm gonna upload media, go to upload files, select files, and click on my beautiful image and press choose media. All right, once we do that, we can then press publish, go to our website and click refresh. And now we can see our image. And if we click on it, it's gonna pop up into a nice, cool box. So again, I'm using this to showcase the websites that I've made, but you could do it with your graphic design or your pictures or anything else. All right, so let's add a new one. So just click on add new. And what we're gonna do for this one is a little different. We are going to make it so that it links to another page. So maybe we have a blog post or a different page, or maybe we've made another website and we want to link to it to show people our work. So up here, I'm just going to type in an amazing website. And I'm going to put no steps skipped. And then I'm going to set my featured image. So just click on that, upload files, select whatever file you want. I'll just do this one right here. And set as featured image. But instead of doing a pop-up media, or we're going to do an external URL. So I'm just going to paste a YouTube page in here. And I'm going to click publish. Now we can go back to our website and click refresh. And when we click on this, it's going to go to our leave a reply and comment YouTube website. Or it could be any website. I could have typed in google.com if I wanted to right there. All right, but I'm just going to click on the back button to go back to my website. And now let's add a few more. And for these, I'm going to go a little bit faster because it's just going to be the same ones again. It's going to be how to make a video pop up, how to make an image pop up, and how to go into an external website. All right, so let's go to portfolio and press add new. And for this one, we're going to make a video pop up again. So I'm just going to type in business website, and I'm going to type below here for your business. Under video, I'm going to paste a YouTube video, and I'm going to set the featured image. So just click on set featured image, upload files, select files, and go on to the tennis one. Press OK and set featured image. All right, then I'm going to publish. And then I'm going to add new. And for this one, we're just going to make it so that a picture pops up. So I'm going to say that I do pictures 2 in my portfolio. And I'm going to put, here is a bear. And I'm just going to upload media and upload files, select files, find the bear. There it is. Press open. and choose media. Alright, then I'm going to publish that one. And finally, I'm going to do one more. And this one's going to be the external website. So I'm going to add new. And for this one, I'm going to put a painter's website. Painter's website. And I did this one with my free website giveaway. So I'm going to put a free giveaway. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to set the featured image and upload files. Go to select files, find the painter website, which was the eco-friendly painter, and set featured image. Then I'm going to do an external URL. So I'm just going to paste an external URL in there, which is the same thing as an external website. So if you want this to go to Google, just make sure the HTTP is in there. So we can go to google.com and just copy all of this, or this, copy, and we would paste it right into here. All right, so that's pretty easy. Then we click on publish. And now if we go to our portfolio and we click refresh, we should see all of the different images there, and some of them pop up, and some of them go to different websites. And then we're going to add all of your content. So some of them pop up as video, amazing looking website, and so on. So that is a really cool way to show off your work and your portfolio. Now that we're done with that, let's go ahead and go to the blog. But before we do that, we see a little message right here that says post types order must be configured. Please go to the settings page and configure them and save it. So we just go to the settings page right here. If you do see this, a lot of you won't see this, but if you do, click on the settings page. And just save settings. All right, so that will make everything so that little notice doesn't pop up. And just one more thing about the portfolio. Of course, you can rearrange this also. So let's go ahead and do that, because I think I do want the how to make a website first and this bear picture fifth. So let's go ahead and do that. So to do that, we can go to portfolio and reorder, just like we reordered everything else. So I'm going to make an amazing website first and the pictures website fifth. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go. Press update and refresh. So now we can see that this is first and this is fifth, and everything works just like normal. Now that we've done that, it is time to work on our blog. So to do that, all we have to do is go into our dashboard and click on Posts. This stands for blog post, and click Add New. Our first blog post is going to be Get Website Help Step by Step. And again, I'm going to click on the paste as text, because if I don't, then it's going to copy all the weird formatting from Microsoft Word or from anywhere else. But we just want it to be plain text so that our website understands it. So we're going to click on that, press OK, and just right click and paste. So here we have just plain text, and again, of course, you can type it out right here, and it's pretty easy, just like Microsoft Word. All right, but now we have some formatting options, and we can click this right here to toggle more options or less options. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to bold some things. And what I also can do is, if I don't want to bold it, I can make it bigger by doing a heading 2. Heading 1 is the biggest, heading 2 is second. And I could just go ahead and just bold things and format it. And make it how I want to make it. So it's really easy. You guys will get the hang of this really quickly. What we also can do is we also can make bullet lists. So if we just make a bullet list here and press enter before all of these things. So highlight it all and just press enter. We can also make this numeric if we want to. So that's pretty cool. And again, we can make another bullet list and just press enter. Just like Microsoft Word, it's pretty easy. All right, if we want to insert an image, that's really easy too. We just put our mouse cursor where we want to insert it and press add media. And we can upload files and select files and select them from our computer. So I'll take this one right here and press open. Now it's going to upload to our website, and we don't need it to be full size because full size, this image is really big. So we're just going to make it the large size instead of full. So large. And it wants to know if we want to link it to anything. So when we click on it, the image, does it do anything? And we're going to say, no, it doesn't do anything. Because we just want the image in our website. We don't want it to be able to click it and make it bigger. But we can do that if we want to. So I'm going to insert into post, and it's going to show up right there. Then I'm going to click publish. Now if I click on featured, it will be the first blog post featured, but we're not going to do that. So if we go to our website and click refresh, we can see that we have a new blog post right here. So if we click on it, we can see that it's formatted and everything, and there's our picture, and it looks really good. So let's go ahead and make a new blog post by going to post and then clicking add new. And this one's going to be called business philosophy, but I can't spell, so there I go. Business philosophy. And if we click on the paste as text, press OK, that will strip all the formatting from it so that the website understands it better. Then we can click on paste, and we have it here, but it's not formatted, so we just go ahead and bold some of these things. And what you can also do is you can also center things if you want by pressing align center. You can align to the right or to the left. You can also make things links. So I'll make this text a link, and I'll just click right here, insert link. And we can insert it to www.google.com if we want. And we can open link in a new tab or window if we want also, so that people stay on our website. We can also link it to other sections of our website. Maybe we wanted to link it to this blog post, so we click on it and we add link. And now this becomes a link. So that's pretty cool. All right, so let's add in some more images. Maybe after action, we will add media, upload files, select files, and maybe this desert image. Press open. And again, we don't need to insert it the full size. We are just going to insert it large size. And we're going to have a link to none. We can link it to another custom URL if we want, but we don't need to do that, so we're just going to insert post. All right, then we can scroll down here, and maybe we want another picture right here, so we'll add media. And this is all pretty easy, as you can see. Maybe we'll add some sheep, it will upload, and again, we'll just do the same thing. It's not going to link anywhere, and we're going to set it to large. If you have a smaller image, you could make it go to the center, to the right, or to the left. But we don't need to do that right now, so we'll do none and insert into post. All right, so it shows up right there. We can click publish, And we can see our new, if we go back to our website, we can see our new blog post right here. And it puts it in a chronological order. So if we want to switch these around, what we can do is we could change the date. So we can say it was published on September 10th. And press OK and update. And refresh. And we'll see that it puts it in a different order. So we can click on it. And we can see our beautiful blog post. Now we have this contact me right here, but what if we want people to respond to our blog post? What we can do is we can, where it says edit post, we can up here where it says screen options, we can check off discussion, scroll down, and check off allow comments. And you can also allow trackbacks and pingbacks. That's if another website mentions your blog post, it will alert you. You could read more about that right here. And then press update. And you can go to it and refresh. And now what we have is we have this comment field. So I can say, wow, that was a great post. And post the comment. And it'll show up right here. And obviously you can moderate the comment. You can add or delete or do anything like that by clicking on this comments right here on the side of your, and we can delete it, approve it, unapprove it, etc. I think creating blog posts are really important so that people can get to know you and like you and trust you. And it also attracts people to your website when you have really good content. So the next thing that we're going to work on is this navigation. We're going to see how to rearrange it and add to it. So let's get to that. What we can do here is we can go to Appearance and Menus. And we can see our menu structure right here. The About, My Expertise, Experience, Education, Portfolio, My Blog, and Contact Me corresponds with these right here. And what we can do is we can take them and grab them and rearrange them. And if we hit Save Menu, we're going to notice that Experience is before My Expertise, but if we refresh our website, we're going to see that it doesn't actually change. And that's because we didn't set our menu location. So what we need to do is we need to go down here and where it says Theme Locations, Custom Header Menu. And that sets it so that now Experience will be right here and My Expertise will be right here. So we have to set the menu location before we can see changes. So if we click refresh now, Experience is going to be before My Expertise. And if we click on it, it'll take us to Experience. And it works just like normal. Now right now it's out of order, so it doesn't go, this is after this, and this is before. So that doesn't make any sense. So we can just go ahead and click and drag like that and press Save Menu again. And click on Refresh. So now that makes more sense. All right, but what happens if we want to add a new page? We can do that by adding a new section to this menu. So what we can do is we can just make a link and we can just go to google.com, www.google.com, and put in Google here and add menu. And now we have Google after Contact Me. We press Save Menu, refresh. We'll see a new menu link that says Google, and it will actually take us to Google. But we obviously don't want to do that. That's for external websites, so that's pretty easy. To delete it, you just click right here and press Remove. So now that we understand how to rearrange the menu items and add new menu items, let's learn how to add a new section and then add the new section to the menu. So to do that, we can go to our website and we can see after education, let's add a new section after that. And let's put it right here in between education and portfolio. To do that, we go to new section and we click on it and we press add new section. And maybe we will title this some more info. All right, really interesting stuff. And we'll put some content here. Content here. You can add images too. All right, and if we want to add images, you just click on add media. Real easy stuff. Let's publish that. All right, once we do that, we need to add it to the menu, because if we just publish this right here and we click on refresh, we are going to see that we have a new section right here, but we're not going to see it up here. So there's no way of navigating to it. So how do we get it up here? And what we have to do is we have to view all sections right here, view all sections. And we have to copy this right here. So that's # post -62. Yours is always going to be different. So we're going to copy that. And we are going to go back to appearance and menus. And click on links. And where it says URL, get rid of this http://. And paste that # post -62, and we will call this more info and add it to menu. You can call it whatever you want, of course. And we'll take that more info and we'll put it where it's supposed to be. So it is supposed to be right before portfolio. So let's drag it right before portfolio and press save menu. So now when we click refresh, we are going to see a more info navigation, and we click on it and it takes us directly there. So that is really cool. But I don't actually want another section on my website, so I'm actually going to go over here and remove it from our menu. Remove. Save our menu. And I'm also going to remove it from the website. So I'm going to click on new section and just hover over it and press trash. I think while I'm deleting things, I'm also going to delete the Hello World post. WordPress has this by default, but I don't want that on there. So I'm going to do that too. I'm going to go to post. And I'm going to hover over it and press trash. All right, so that's gone. And if we click refresh, it's going to delete both of those things. So that's pretty awesome. The next thing that we're going to do is we're going to learn how to set up this contact me. So when people fill out this information, click send the message, it will actually send to our email. So to do that, we go to appearance and customize. And just click on the contact me, and it's asking us where you want it to go. So your email address to receive message. So I'm going to put in my email address, tylermoore@gmail.com. And of course we can, if we scroll down here, we can change that I reply in less than 24 hours, and that's pretty good. Let's just keep that there. You obviously know how to change this from before, and we can change the name and email address, and it'll change right here. So maybe we'll change this to talk to me. or we could keep it as message me. All right, and we can change this button from send the message to anything else we want. All right, so let's put in our email address right here and press save and publish. And now what we can do is we can just enter in our name and email and send the message. And it's going to say message not sent because I'm signed in to this right here. So maybe if we go over here, refresh it, and press send the message, it will send. So message sent. So it's not going to send when you're signed in right here, when you have this open right here, but it will send on the regular website. All right, so we can obviously go into our Gmail and check and make sure that it is here. And it says hello, just like it should. All right, so that is how you set up your contact form. The next thing that we're going to do is change your website title. If you go up here, we can see it says my website and fave icon. So right here, it's a little picture of a page or something. I don't really know what that is. So we're going to change that just to polish off your website and make it look really good. So to do that, we go over here and we go to site title and fave icon and we expand it. Now right now it says my website and I'm just going to put my resume. But because resume has some accents on it, I'm just going to copy it and paste it into Google and copy resume as it is supposed to be with the accents on it. So I'm just going to copy that and paste it so it looks fancier. All right, once I do that, the tagline is just going to be see how I can help you. And if we press save and publish, and then click refresh right here, instead of my website, it now says my resume, which is exactly what we wanted to. The tagline doesn't show up here. On some websites it does, but on this one it doesn't, so that's not too important. All right, the next thing that we're going to do is change this little icon right here. So to do that, we need a graphic. And if we just go to www.logomaker, that's LOGOMAKR.com. There is no, it's not MAKER, it's just MAKR.com. And what we can do is either click here or click here to choose a logo. And I'm just going to search for design. Press enter, and we have some cool design logos. I'm just going to click on this one or double click on this one, and that's a pretty good size. So I'm just going to save it because it automatically resizes it for you. So I'm just going to press save, and that's going to save it, and I'm just going to save that to my desktop. Just drag it to my desktop. All right, and what I'm going to do now is I'm going to, after we've clicked site title and fave icon, it says no image. I'm just going to click on it and upload new. And then I'm going to select a file. And I'm going to find my drawing and press open. Now this logo maker website is pretty cool because it saves it as a file that makes it have a transparent background. So it won't give you like a big block. You'll see what I mean. So I'm going to press save and publish. And I'm going to click refresh. And now we have this cool little icon over here that just really polishes off your website and makes it look really cool. All right, so that was pretty awesome. Now we can close Logo Maker. So let's just close that. And the next thing I want to talk about is colors. So we can change all of these colors really easily, and we can change this background if we want also. So to do that, we go back to our website and we scroll down to colors. And we can change any of these colors right here. So if we want the box color, which is this color up here, to be purple or any other color, we could do that right here. And if we want this menu item color, which is these colors up here, to be, let's say, purple or red, it will be those colors, and it changes all the colors down here also. So that's pretty cool. And we can change the progress bar color to a cooler color if we want, and do anything we want. So I like the default colors, so I'm just gonna select the default colors. Obviously, you can select any colors you want, but I think the defaults are pretty cool. So once we're done with that, we can click on this and we can change the background image also. So you can upload an image here and have it as the background. So the background is this right here. So if we wanted to, we could click on this and select a file if we want. And let's say this forest one, and press open. And press save and publish. And now if we click refresh right here, if we just give it 1 second, maybe we have to press save and publish after it loads. That's probably a good idea. And we click refresh right here. We can see that we now have the forest background, which is a little dark for me. So I'm actually gonna remove the image and just have the default. Press save and publish and refresh so we get back to our default. There we go. That's much better. But of course you could change it to any color or any background that you want. And I'm excited to say that you are done with your website. So if we go over to the overview and we see create website, done. So we've done everything. We've gotten our hosting and domain, we've installed WordPress, installed the theme, and created your website. So congratulations on that. There are just a few more things that I want to go over, and one of them is to show you the easiest way that you can learn HTML. And this is so that you can add more skills to your resume, and it's kind of fun to learn it. So the website is called Codecademy, CODECADEMY.com, codecademy.com, and it says learn to code interactively for free. And this is a really cool way to learn to code. And you want to learn how to do this because then you can take full control over your WordPress website if you learn a little HTML and a little CSS, which is really easy. And you can add more skills to your resume. So that's pretty cool. So I can log in right here. All right, and we can go back to the home page. I'm learning some things right here myself. But we can click on make a website or HTML and CSS. So if we click on that, we can press start. And it will show you how to learn HTML and CSS in a really easy way. So that's pretty awesome, and it allows you to type it in right here to test your skills. So this is an awesome way to learn HTML, and a little more advanced is CSS, which allows you to style things, make different changes to the colors of this or anything that you want like that. So that's really cool. And now we are done. So congratulations on making it this far. We can close these other tabs right here. I'm Tyler Moore. Please remember to comment, rate, and subscribe, and thank you so much for watching.